What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. I'm your host, Leon, and y'all see
I'm
Renee. It's either
mm-hmm.
Rene, Nay, or every set, whatever y'all want
Oh
to
my
call
gosh. You know what's crazy?
it. It's,
A lot of my family members, they call me like I either go by Nene, or Nicole.
Nicole, where Nicole come from? Is your middle name?
That's my middle name. So it's different to hear here everybody's like Rene. And it's
Mm-hmm.
weird here because even in Oregon where I'm from, they call me Nene or Nay or whatever, but you know, whatever works.
Call
Nene
you.
might be, I'm a little too grown to be called Nene. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't start calling me that from
Yeah.
back when we were, back in the day in school and stuff, no,
Yeah.
it's too late for you to be calling me that now. Mm-mm.
Nay.
And I'm too immature to be answering to it. Like, why am I, huh? Mm-mm. No.
Oh, Nay. Now, what
Yes.
you drinking?
This is energy drink. I didn't
Oh,
get a chance to work out because I'm tired. So I need an energy drink. And, I'm celebrating Juneteenth early. Party to the people.
you always celebrating something every set.
Something. Oh, listen. If we not celebrating, what we doing?
I know, right? Look, I'm tired too. Stayed up late watching the games. I usually pride myself on getting at least 8 hours, but
Do you? I wish I can get 8 hours. I'm a night owl. Crazy enough. I don't like to be bothered. Like, I don't
mhm,
like to be text. And I'm in so many group chats. I'm in group chats with my friends in Oregon, at least three of them, right?
mhm.
Maybe four of them. And then I got group chats here. I'm a night owl. I'm up to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But please don't text me. Don't text me after 11:30. I don't like that. I don't like it.
You know why
Mm-mm.
you're in every group chat? What up? Look, it seems like the name that I gave you is very fitting. Every
What you
set,
mean?
every
What
set.
you mean?
You say you're in what 10 group chats?
I'm in so many. I got group chats
Mhm.
with, my friends, I mean, I got a different cell phone for work for my employees, but I got a group chat
Right.
with me and my work bestie. Then I got me, my work bestie, and my VP.
Mm,
Then I got me and my VP and my SVP. It's just, and then it's like all of us, everybody under my SVP. Then I got
right.
another group chat with me in the law division, our attorneys. So I'm just, yeah, it's a lot going on.
Mm. Hey, look, I like how you got you finally got your camera right. You in the middle.
Listen, I'm still working. I got so many projects going on. That's why, listen, today is my Friday.
T-
Amen.
uh,
Another, I know I was on
mm,
vacation last week. I was in New York.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday, but I'm off tomorrow. You know,
Mm,
sometimes soft life, hard wig. That's what we're
mm.
doing. I'm
Speaking of
taking
hard week,
it's
speaking of
Memorial Day
hard,
weekend.
yeah, it is. But speaking of hard
Mhm.
wig, then you went to the scrimp shack, didn't you? To your
I
hairstylist.
did listen. Yeah, Mavis. Shout out to
Yeah,
Mavis Peak. I was been on the podcast. Yes,
yeah.
so on Tuesday, she hosted me and a few of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're like bloggers, laying their photographers. Her sister's a food blogger.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a few of my friends, but only a few of us showed up because we had planned this months out.
All
And
right.
she hosted us. We reels and pics coming soon. I got to get my reel game up. I've been doing some YouTube university on that, so working on my reel game. But
Good.
she hosted us, got us food, dessert. We were able to meet all of the chef, new
Mm-hmm.
chef that's just been there, and see how it's changed since she's taken over. Like, it's
Right.
really evolved. I mean, the customer service is A1. The place is just clean. It's very welcoming. The manager was very nice. I think his name was Derek. Shout out to Derek. But I mean, from when they first opened, the
Mm-hmm.
first open is like good. Everybody's nice, right? It's new. But it kind of went, from, I don't want to say downhill, but I would just say the customer service was lacking. It's been lacking for a while. And then since, Mavis has taken over, I mean, she's just rebranded, remarketed the whole thing. I mean, they have uniforms, everybody has to wear a, certain uniform, and,
Mhm.
they have to be a certain way. I mean, she has just really changed the whole shape of the Scrum Shack, and the food, chef's kiss.
I still
Amazing.
haven't been there with her
You
yet.
gotta go.
Shout out to
I invite
Mavis,
you.
Scrimp Shack. I know, but my daughter had a event, so I wouldn't go
Hmm.
make
Y'all
it.
gotta go to the Scrum Shack and get some food. Wait till my pictures is hidden. Wait using my pictures, video, all that.
Who who
Amazing.
Lang did it?
Lang was there. Her sister, who's a food
Okay.
blogger, was there. And then I had a few of my friends. They were supposed to come, but um, Daisha, shout out to A Glass Above. She had a booking that she had
Mhm.
to go to. We don't pass up money.
Right.
So what's so cool about her and so dope about my friends is that she she was invited and she was supposed to come, and then she got rebooked.
Mhm.
She came, that was what, Tuesday. She actually went yesterday and just went on her own, took pictures and everything, bought her own food and everything. She was just like, oh, I'll go back, I'll make sure I go on Wednesday, just pay for my own food, get pictures, and do a reel and shout them out, since I wasn't able to come on Tuesday. So I thought that was really dope, because most people would be like,
I ain't going back.
whatever, I can't, I'm not. Yeah, she took it upon herself, and I had totally forgot. She uploaded the pictures to the group chat. I was like, oh, you know,
Okay. That's what's
yeah,
up. Hey,
love.
look. Don't y'all forget to like, share, and subscribe. I noticed
Yes,
a few people that I talk to, they watching the podcast, but they're not subscribed to it. Please
right.
subscribe to the podcast. Impel
Why
Forward.
they lurking? Why they not lurking and wanting to make their presence known?
I don't know, but they need to subscribe. I'm trying to reach. We trying to reach that 500 mark. So y'all help us
Yeah,
out. Y'all help us
help us
out.
grow.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, there's a lot of things that's been happening the last couple weeks, like just
What?
social media.
Oh
I
yeah.
would say in the town, right? There's so many topics we can touch on.
Speaking of in the town, Monica. Well, I ain't gonna say in the town because she wasn't in the town.
She definitely wasn't in the town.
Yeah, she
That
wasn't
whole
in the town.
situation was crazy. Did you go to Bimbe?
No, no, I ain't go. I don't even think I ever been to Bembe. No, no.
I've always been busy and always forgot about it, but I
Mhm.
realized it was coming. I just had other, engagements that I had, and then I didn't even know until I started seeing on my Facebook people doing the little memes,
Right.
Monica will be here, attaching her songs and stuff to certain situations. And, then I was like, whoa, this is really serious. Like, Monica ain't coming. Like,
Yeah.
she was supposed to be here, didn't come. But what's going on with the money situation?
I don't know. They said they paid 37,000 to the
I think it was more
vendor.
than that, because the vendor, the booking agent got to get paid too. The
Yeah,
middleman.
hold on. Let me
I think it
see.
was like 45. It was supposed to be 45 total. Something. It was.
Yes. What documents obtained by ABC team
mm,
show Durham paid the vendor in charge of booking 45,000.
that's crazy.
45,000.
45,000. Here's the thing, right? We can say, okay, we paid her to come to bring it's a free fest. Is it really free? Because you're using the taxpayers' money to get her here.
I was
That
thinking
money
the
could be
same
used for
thing.
something. That money could be used for, you can get people ring cameras for, you're talking about the crime. That money could
Yeah.
have been used to go to ring and then get everybody in Durham, host a little event, come get your free ring camera, post up the ring cameras, and therefore you won't be looking for witnesses to come forward for certain crimes, right?
You know
Like,
what I was thinking though?
hmm,
Instead of, I know she's a known R&B singer, and you have a lot of known uh
mm-hmm,
entertainers. You got a lot. We have a lot of local entertainers.
Right.
You can
But they
pay
would
them,
pay them on the dollar.
but yeah, but they're
Hey,
like that. You pay them a
but they
little.
would have showed up though.
They would have showed up. They're here in town. Hey, get people familiar with your product that's in the city.
exactly. Exactly.
It worked out.
That
But I
could
don't,
have listen, that money could have went to some of our food banks to replenish, right?
yeah. But and
Um,
another thing is people still listen to Monica like that.
I mean, yeah, she pop on and people still do a little jiggle,
Okay.
little, little reminiscent. But it would have been cool to just relax outside the weather. I know it rained, but then it potentially
Right.
got better. It would have been cool. It was supposed to be her and I think A Marie. Did A
Yeah.
Marie even show
Hey,
up?
Marie, yeah, she ain't show up either. They said I think they said they went ahead and scratched out the contract before it
Yeah,
even happened.
like
I don't
they
know.
removed her from any financial liability or something like
Right,
that. To
right.
what you think? I mean, the money
Monica,
definitely that was a missed opportunity for Durham to use their money for not only our local artists but
yeah.
also with the community as well as we continue um to wish it was put into other areas. The homeless rate is increasing, housing continuously is a problem, affordable
Mhm.
housing is a continuous problem, but you spend 45,000 on a ghost artist is nasty work.
Now, do you think she should have took the social media with that, or just try to
Yeah, because
talk
she
behind the
wanted
scenes?
to let everybody know, like, hey, I don't know what happened. I don't know who you were speaking with, but I'm not showing up. It's called deniable plausibility from a legal
Mhm.
aspect, right? I'm denying everything. I don't know what happened. I didn't see no contract. I don't know what's going on. There was miscommunication and it missed me. So, she, from a standpoint, she's putting that information out there because she doesn't want to be liable, but there's somebody's liable in between. Where's the money? I guess that, I don't care how many statements you make and it's under investigation. At the end of
Mhm.
the day, where's the money? Who was the money wired to?
Right. I don't know, but they
Right.
said they gonna pay it back. The vendor said they gonna pay back. What is it?
They said it was supposed to be back the next day, and then your mayor said, he gonna get every red cent of the money back.
Yeah, I think it said
Did
they
he
gonna
say
get
red
37,000 back. He said red cent.
or every penny or something? 37,000, but where's the other? Where's the
I
remaining?
don't. Look, I was trying to figure out the calculation myself.
I'm like, hold on.
Look, Monica says
Well,
just one of
they
those days.
did say that they did say 8,000 would have been provided to her once she completed the
Right.
yeah. So we kept the 8 because it would have been given to her once she was done on stage. So really
Mhm.
we did give them 37,000. But we want the money back. It could go to something else, I believe. It can
Yeah.
There's people who can use 37. There's people here who can probably use 1,000 of that
Oh
and it can
shoot,
stretch.
definitely a lot of people.
Right.
Sp-
So,
sp- Speaking of that, let me see.
yeah.
Man, you talked about this right here.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what I'm looking for. The 10 cheapest states to live in.
Oh, yes, I sent you that, right? That's
I think
crazy.
so.
But it's a lot of factors they were saying plays involved, right?
And
Location definitely,
I knew you would
right?
know because you kind of in that field.
Yeah, healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
right? School and employment.
Yeah, the
Employment,
cost. Yeah.
right? Because you can move to this state, right? I can get up, sell my house, pack up, and move to Mississippi, which is one of the 10 states.
Right.
However, I have a fully remote job, so I can get up and I can move to that state. But what
Mm-hmm.
happens when if I were, heaven forbid, I get laid off, right? I'm no longer
Mm-hmm.
making what I'm making, which makes it very affordable for me in Mississippi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, because the job and employment rate is different from North Carolina, grossly different, right?
Right.
So Therefore, my lifestyle has to change if I choose to continue to stay there. But it works for people that are there
Right.
because those are some of the factors. You got, I think, Oklahoma was on
Hold on.
there.
Let me see. You got
Who was
Mississippi,
first? Mississippi
Mississippi
was first.
first. You got Kansas,
Kansas. Okay. I have
Alabama.
crazy enough, Kansas to me is kind of getting up there. I have employees in Kansas,
Okay.
in Owensboro, and it to me, I've been there. I went there a few times last year for
Hmm.
work, and to me, depending on the area, it's sliding. It can be expensive.
Look, let's say Mississippi has. Hold on, where it go? Mississippi has the highest poverty rate in the country
I
at
believe that.
nineteen
I
percent.
have family in Mississippi.
You got
Not
family
that I'm
everywhere.
saying my family's homeless, but if you look at Mississippi versus other, states, I would say even North Carolina, it's totally different. The poverty level is I don't want to say grossly night and day, but it's egregious there.
Mhm. Then you have Oklahoma. You have
Hmm.
Georgia. They look
Which is crazy, Georgia,
they,
but I guess they're talking about like the outskirts of
right.
Georgia, not
Yeah.
Atlanta or
Yeah.
Savannah or Buckhead.
You got Tennessee, Missouri, Iowa.
Tennessee, they had Tennessee on there. You know why? One of the things that makes it affordable, they don't
Mhm.
have any state tax. I think they were saying there's no state tax. They just pay federal tax.
Okay.
So no state sales tax. So I think they pay federal. Plus, I think they have a few great schools there. I
But
think isn't
they said they got a high poverty rate too at 13%.
hmm but
Housing
that's
cost.
compared to like, I mean, Oregon poverty rate is very high. I don't, but the cost of living is expensive there. But because it's so
Right.
expensive, their poverty rate is crazy.
Hmm. So you got what I said? Did I say it? I said Iowa, West Virginia,
Hmm.
and the last
Iowa,
one,
to me, I was
Indiana.
was shocked. They said Iowa has the best schooling system.
Mm.
If you look at it, they have pros and cons. I believe they
Right.
said Iowa has a very good um,
But who
education system, highest in the one of the highest.
out of all these states right here I'm looking at,
Hmm.
I would live in Tennessee.
Hmm.
I guess whatever part of Georgia, whatever. Mm. Other than that, I wouldn't want to live nowhere else on these things. But I guess I ain't the one who had to look for cheaper housing or
That is very true. I mean, Tennessee, Nashville, of
yeah,
course. I
yeah.
went.
I like. Hey, look. A lot of people don't like my dude, but I love go there and chill with Dave Ramsey.
You love some Dave Ramsey.
People
Yeah,
be killing me about Dave
tomato,
Ramsey,
tomato.
bro.
I mean, Dave Ramsey has helped me. I followed his what is it? Waterfall, windshield. What's this thing called?
The
What's
snowball.
it? Yeah,
What the way? What the way? The
I
waterfalls?
follow
What
I
windshield?
I follow his snowball. I did it maybe for like
What?
maybe a year or two. It worked, but that was like 9 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. But we ain't
But
gonna we ain't gonna talk about Dave Ramsey. People get tired of me bringing
mm-mm.
up Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, because you're gonna make folks mad. Find somebody else. Find somebody else under his team that's more relatable.
But look, you got Ayo Anthony. What's his name? Anthony O'Neal. He pretty good. But look,
Yeah.
so
Huh.
speaking of housing, I know that
Mm-hmm.
what's that term people keep using now. Date the date
Let
the
me scoot
mortgage.
up.
No, marry the mortgage, date the interest rate. That is that it?
Yep. Marry the mortgage, date the answers right. Because you can
Yeah,
refinance any given time.
but you
Right.
think the interest rate coming down? No.
I mean, it's up to you to kind of follow it, right?
Right.
So I'm hoping everybody who had mortgage loans prior to COVID took advantage of those beautiful interest rates during in 2020 and 2021, and that's where we were dating, right? Some people refinanced twice. I refinanced, I believe, twice. I had during that time frame, I had just refinanced with another company. I mean, with a company I was working with, and I think maybe 6 or 8 months later, when COVID hit and the interest rates was even lower, I was like, oh yeah, bye. Went to another company. So I mean, you date the interest rate. You're married to the mortgage because that's yours, right?
Right.
That mortgage,
Right.
no matter where you go, you're taking
Mm-hmm.
it with you. You're married. Interest
Right.
rates, listen, it depends on your need. You may have 7% and 6.3 might look good for you because again, if you refinance, you can go back to 30 years, which will, you're extending the term of your loan. So your payment is going to be less than, especially if you're 10 years in, right? 10,
Mm-hmm.
12 years in, you all of a sudden refinance back at a 30. That's going to it's going to extend your maturity date, but your payment is going to be less because now you're refinancing way less than what you did when you initially originated the loan, right?
Right.
Or it may go up and may be the same amount at a 20-year loan, right? Or 15, or you can leave the term where you're at 20, 25, whatever. But some people look at interest rates and say that 0.5 makes a difference.
And I guess it all depends on the situation of your income, how many the
Mm-hmm.
household, how many people in that
Definitely
household.
household. Mm-hmm.
That
All
plays
of
a
those
lot.
things.
Yeah. Some people
100%.
some people make it handle that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but also remember there are fees when it comes to refinancing.
Mm.
Even though you're not paying anything up front, there's still fees associated. There's 3% cost, or they might waive closing or whatever. There's still some additional fees that's tacked onto the loan every
Mm.
time you refinance. You're just not paying them up front.
Right. So what do you think about somebody who's never had a house
Mm-hmm.
and of course apartments, their rent can go up and
Mm-hmm.
down. You never know what they're gonna pay for rent. But
Right.
they say they're in their late 60s or early 70s now deciding to
Mm-hmm.
buy a house. You think it's worth it? Or you think they should rent or still try to buy a house? Because you still gotta put
Because
money
they're in their late 60s, late 70s, you think that
there.
you think are you being ageist?
No, I'm just looking at it like you
I
still gotta
think
put
you
you gotta
can,
put
but
money down,
that
closing
I
costs.
think you I think you look at the type of house that I think you want to be realistic at the type of house that you're looking for when you're of age, because a lot of times, you could be leaving that to your kids, to your
Mhm,
grandkids, or whatever. There's something downstream that you want to leave the home to. But me, if I'm, 60, 70 and I'm looking to maybe sell this house and purchase something different, I'm definitely going to be catering to my future needs. It's going to be one level.
mhm.
It's not going to be as big. You know what I mean? Less that I have to clean. It's going to come with all of the amenities, and hopefully it's a community with other like-minded and age, people within my age,
But
and
I'm looking at
it's going to cater to me.
I'm talking about, but I'm looking at the price. Is it worth it to
Yeah.
I need to learn to, turn this thing off.
Why? I guess why not enjoy life
Mhm,
now, buy the home, right?
mhm.
Whether it's worth it or not, and just live. I mean, you can't take it with you when you die. It's either gonna go to an heir or
Right.
somebody else, or it's gonna go through foreclosure, go through probate, assign a trustee, and do all the things.
And I guess because they ain't got no other bills too, so I guess it'll be alright.
Yeah, but why would you want to get an apartment where the rent is going to go up every year? What if I'm
That's
on a
why.
fixed income or
Yeah.
something else, or maybe not? But I guess it just really depends on your situation. If you don't want to be responsible for repairs and fixing everything, listen, ball out and stay in the sky. Listen, if I choose to repurchase another house, or if I don't, and
Mhm.
I no longer want this responsibility, I'm definitely gonna live in a high rise with all the amenities. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna get a penthouse. That's and live my best
It's
life.
gonna burn in the kitchen.
Hmm.
Be able to
I'm
enjoy
living in a penthouse.
this.
I feel like
Uh-huh.
I honestly, now that's kind of the norm. You see it all on social media. All of these young people getting these skyrise apartments. It's
Mhm,
nothing but windows. It's beautiful, right?
mhm.
I feel like our generation kind of missed that. We was looking for an apartment just to get out. Like, is
Yeah.
it affordable? Is it 475? Oh, it's 475. I can afford that. Is it 500 or 1,000? Me and my friend, we can afford that. We were like waiting to get out. Like we were ready. And if we can afford it, we were getting out. Now these young, responsible kids, they're doing everything right. And, they getting 15, $2,000 apartments in the sky.
When you
I
say
want to live that life. They getting swimming pools and weight rooms and concierge.
when you
I
say
want
young
that
and
for my kids.
responsible, what percentage are we talking about?
Hmm?
When you say young and responsible, what percentage are we talking about?
It really depends. You have the person, the child that did all the right things, went to school, got a degree, got a great job, or are you just talking about the ones who took a different route and maybe did content creation or business and opened a business or
Mhm.
did something else. And listen, responsible can be interpreted in many different ways.
Yeah.
If you're able to make the payment, the monthly payment, and you get approved, and you in this, you're living in a luxury apartment, do that. I just feel like if I choose to no longer want to be a homeowner, that would be my next thing. It would either be a penthouse apartment or a loft,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna live my best life.
They do look kind of fun to live in.
Yeah, I always wanted a loft. I remember saying that I'm not gonna have no kids. I'm gonna live in a loft downtown. It was supposed to be downtown Oregon. How I get to North Carolina is crazy, but it was supposed to be in downtown Oregon, and it was supposed to be very industrial. And it was gonna be me, and I was gonna live my best life, or I was gonna be in New York in a brownstone like the Cosbys.
Mhm.
But I ended up here.
How did you get here?
Um,
Yeah, work? Was it work?
yeah, it was one of my previous employers.
Okay. Okay. Well,
So I don't. I ended up not in a brownstone or a loft. That's crazy as hell.
hey, look, we got no, 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 we ain't got that around
I
here.
mean, they probably do in downtown. Like they probably do. We just don't know about it because it's something new.
Yeah,
It's probably Durham, but I just haven't really looked at it or whatever.
yeah.
Speaking of like making money and affordability, let's talk about the couple who built a multi-million-dollar business from their basement.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. I mean, let me see.
But
Can I?
let me tell you something.
Hold on.
Yo, I used to date this guy and he, always wanted to start a business. And I told
Mhm.
him, I was like, low overhead. The easiest thing you can do is get a coffee truck. Get a
Get a
coffee
coffee
truck.
truck.
He wasn't
And
really into it because he was in the streets, so it didn't compute to him at that time.
mhm.
When you in the streets,
the computer wasn't
when you
the computer wasn't computing.
it wasn't computing to him. You in the streets.
Right.
He was a business.
Uh-huh.
He had businesses, but he had like the typical car wash and all this other stuff, right?
Mhm.
That you do when you want to flip your money and wash your money,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And I told him, I said, get a coffee truck. The overhead is gonna be low. Get a cart or like a little mobile truck similar to what Alan has. Shout out to Alan. The overhead gonna be low. Get some little flavored syrups, and you ain't gotta do too much. Just do the basic. He was like,
Mhm.
yeah. First he was in. I had bought you know, I had got his buy-in, and he was looking into it and thinking about it. And then eventually we split up, and I don't know, maybe he did it or whatever. But I told him, and I can tell you this. I told him this in 2010. Get a coffee
Mm.
truck. Get a coffee truck. Sell coffee.
So it's it's funny that you said it. It wasn't well. You told me that in 2010. That's probably around the same time when somebody told me about these suites, barber and salon suites,
Mm-hmm.
and that was before Durham even had any. I don't
Right.
know if it was as far as back as 2010, but I know when he told me when he brought it to my attention that it was gonna be the new thing. Durham,
Mm-hmm.
in this area didn't have any,
Yeah.
but
I
I
even think when here, I was telling somebody, I think it was like one of my close guy friends. I was like, get a coffee truck and park it near RTP.
mhm,
Parking near RTP. It's IBM over there. It's Cisco over there. Everybody was like, no. And I think it's a hard sell for people who don't drink coffee to
mhm,
sell them on, let's get into this business, into a coffee business,
right,
right? Because they don't know, that it doesn't take much, right,
mhm,
for coffee. Really, it doesn't, especially if you have a standard menu. and you're not, doing Starbucks and coming up with all this other stuff, that can be
Right.
down the line.
Right.
They didn't believe me. And then we
Do
hear
you
the
drink?
stories.
You drink coffee?
I drink coffee every morning.
You drink that cold coffee?
I drink both. It depends
Mhm.
on how I'm feeling. Do I want cold or do I want, warm? But majority of the time I drink warm coffee. But I
What they
drink
call it?
coffee every.
They
Hmm?
call it iced coffee.
Yes. So I do cold brew, or
Don't
I
do.
do, espresso, or, whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But what's so crazy, that's why, when I was reading that story, it was full circle, because I'm like,
Mm.
man, it's like missed opportunity, missed opportunity. And I swear I was speaking this to my friends. And look at this couple.
Let
What
me
did they
see.
have? They had a nitro coffee they were selling. They bought a cart, they built it out of wood and some bicycle tires.
Yeah, it says couple grew their basement side hustle into a
Hmm.
business bringing 4.5 million a year. We've never seen anything like that in a bank account.
Right. They were selling coffee out of their basement. They were actually, the most money they made, I think, in one day starting out was like $100.
Right.
Like it was nothing, but it was coffee, and they kept doing it, kept doing it. What they did was, one day, I guess, I don't know if they were looking on social media or what, but they decided to go to a college that was near them.
Mhm.
And I forgot the name of the college. Maybe
Let's
it was
see.
Rutgers. I don't know. What was the name of the college that they ended up?
Let's see if I can find
Brown
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 University.
University. Yeah,
Mhm.
they ended up going to Brown University, parking their little cart there, and they sold out in one day. And the highest amount they made that first day was $400. And they started going back and going back and back again. And now, they have, I think, 3 brick and mortars, and they still have a little coffee cart.
Right.
Now they're bringing in millions, and they're, expanding on that. Did they have an investor down the line? Yes, but they were able to prove affordability based on, their based based on their sales.
Right. So what other ideas
Off,
you got?
off of coffee. That's
What
crazy.
what other ideas you got?
There's still not a coffee cart near RTP.
Oh yeah?
And there's so many businesses over there. Like IBM is huge over there. They're tucked in the back, but
Yeah.
still, they'll see you coming in the door.
Mm.
They're gonna stop, be like, yeah, there it is.
It's an area out there in RTP that I ride by often.
Hmm.
And people often ask me, "Am I going to do another barbershop?" But
No,
I don't want to. But it's very tempting to put one out there because it's not one out there.
is it? But
Yeah.
it's like, to me,
But I wouldn't do it though. I ain't
that seems like it's very difficult. You know what I
dealing with
almost thought about doing
what's that?
when I was in, I go to New York often because I just love New York.
Mhm.
And I remember it's called Brooklyn Popcorn. It's just a regular truck, and they got 5 different popcorns that they sell. $5 a bag. Do you know how low that overhead is? Just
Oh
different
yeah.
little seasons, sprinkle up. Oh my God, that popcorn was so dang good. I remember I went back 3 times looking for the popcorn. They got a little app that show where the truck is. I'm
Mhm.
running all around New York, getting on, because I can get on subways and buses. I know my way around. That's why a
Right.
lot of people like to go with me to New York, and looking for that damn popcorn because it's just that good. But
Mm.
again, the overhead, you got oil, popcorn, seasoning.
Yeah. But I guess it'd be you probably can do something like that. I don't know. I don't like no tedious work. So.
Is it tedious work? It's popcorn.
Or you just throw in the machine and just pop it, put it in the bag, back
Yeah,
in.
and then he had, it was warm, and he had different like warmers with the
Mhm.
popcorn, and he had different he had like 4 different flavors. It was like cheese and caramel, parmesan garlic, and I think regular butter.
Mhm.
And that was it. He wasn't, he might mix them, but that's additional money. But other than that, he wasn't doing nothing. It was the basic of the basic. Like, you want this popcorn or not?
Right.
And he wouldn't even have a license to be on the street. He was just parked there until the police come. And when the police come and tell him to move, he would just get in his little seat and just scoot on down to the next little area.
So you
I
say
said,
he had a license.
I mean, like like a permit.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
using
Yeah.
the wrong
Yeah.
word. He didn't have a permit to be where he
Yeah.
was. So every
Right.
time the police, he would be near Manhattan, in the city near Times Square. The police would come and be like, "Where's your permit?" He's like, "I ain't got one." He would just hop in his little truck before they gave him a ticket. and he would just scoot on to the next little area. But he would have a line,
Right. Yeah.
a
Hey,
little
look,
overhead.
if you're listening, please hit the like, share, and subscribe
Yeah,
button. Subscribe,
that's just
subscribe, and
speaking
share,
of
share.
New York. There's
What?
so much going on with New York, celebrities,
Are you talking about?
issues.
Are you talking about the Diddy guy?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I saw the video, not the whole thing,
Man, that was crazy.
but
I don't see.
I didn't even listen to his apology. I'm be real transparent. I didn't. Not that I couldn't, but
Right.
it's like, how do you come back and apologize after you been saying, oh, the truth is gonna come out, and I
Mhm.
never did anything, and I'm not the type of person, and
But
my name is Love, and all this other.
he only did it because the video came out. That's the only reason he popped.
Exactly.
Other than
And
that,
then I question all the guys and everybody coming out now like, oh, I seen it and I did it, he did it and I was there, and so it takes a woman to come out with this video and proof and say that this is happening. When he was screaming that he was innocent, nobody was speaking up. But now that the video comes out, it's all these different men. Oh, I can't believe it. Or I
yeah,
remember, back in 1999, I saw him hit another woman. Like,
yeah. I seen something came out and
these are
said,
the people that was just at his party like 2 years ago, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
uh,
I don't know. I
it said on Shaka Khan daughter put
don't.
commented under his apology. Yeah, I guess he got into it with Shaka Khan.
What do
Daughter
you
said
say?
I don't know. The daughter said he was screaming in her face, whatever, yelling at her in her face, and then his security team beat her 19-year-old brother up.
No
And
way. I mean,
yeah,
not saying arrogant
yeah,
individual. He's always been put on this pedestal for, years to come, and, made money off of other artists. I just hate that it takes all of this for artists and people. I mean, people have been speaking on him for a while, but it's
oh yeah,
always been money. It's been money, or he don't pay his people, he doesn't do this. But when
mhm,
it comes to domestic violence, nobody has said anything until all of this have came to the forefront. Now all of a sudden, his security is speaking up.
right.
I don't. His main guy, he said nothing.
What you talking about?
And
Farnsworth Bentley,
yeah, and to be honest, I mean, he's the one.
Umbrella Man.
He's the one that can probably put him in prison, and he's probably like, I got a family, I got kids, you know what I mean,
Right.
I'm staying out of this. But all the other people who were condoning, or I would say turning a blind eye to the behavior, now all
Mm,
of a sudden he's this bad guy. But he wasn't
right.
in 2019 and 2020 when he was at his party, or I would even say 2022 when he was at his party. But now he's a bad guy because this has come about. I just think that one thing I would say is crazy. um it, DL Hughley, and he made this comment. He said, Black people are one, we are our biggest critiques. We
Mhm.
hold each other to the highest standard than we hold anybody else. Like, and then also, we, sometimes we tend to be not necessarily bandwagoners, but we join the bandwagon, or it's crabs in a barrel, crabs in a bucket trying to get out the barrel. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I really believe that, because if you see something online, it's almost like Shakari Richardson incident in Oregon when they found weed on her. It's like,
Mhm.
oh well, you shouldn't have been smoking weed. That's why you can't be in the finals. Then when she went in, it's like, oh, that's the girl. Don't be hating on that black woman. That's a black one.
Oh
What
yeah.
what what are we doing?
Which one is it? Yeah.
Right. Which
And
one
then a
is
lot
it?
of times, I think people hold preachers and entertainers and all
Oh
these
yeah,
high level people up to. They put them on a pedestal. For
they
one
do.
thing,
But
one thing I always tell
do
people,
we
they're human.
put themselves on a pedestal, or
Huh?
do we put? Well, is it because they're in that certain position? I would say preachers per se.
But any of them, we tend to, well, not me, because I don't. A lot of people hold entertainers, actors, uh,
Hmm.
athletes to a high standard when they're people first. They're human.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
they they're gonna do some things, and then all of a sudden we feel let down. Oh, I can't believe he did that. They're human first.
That's
Did you
very true.
did you see when what's the boy name? Keenan and Kale. The Kale guy was on Shay Shay.
Mhm.
And on that episode, Ty Tribbett was up there. And
Okay.
he was singing. And it was a guy, I ain't gonna say his name. You know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about. But he said, I can't stand Ty Tribbett. He doing all this, then go cheat on his wife and this and that, this and that. I'm like, man, the man is human. He's a man. But I was messing with him though. I'm like, he's a man, he's human.
Mhm.
I said, he's human first. I said, think about all the stuff you done did. And this dude here, he be fighting and everything. I'm like, think of all the stuff you done did. I said, this man just an entertainer, so that's why we hold him up to this high standard. But that's for
But
anybody.
but it's also we're the most critical of each
Yeah,
other as well.
yeah, we are. Yeah.
We don't give people grace. We don't give our people grace. It's almost
But
like
now,
we above and beyond, be better, do
mhm,
better, get better, act better. It's always something.
right. And now that Diddy thing, I don't for any man, I don't understand why.
Mhm.
Why
I
he
think
hitting all these women like that?
because we put these people on these pedestals, and it's almost like a doctor, right? They
Well,
say doctor.
I'm not talking about just an entertainer. I'm just talking about men, period. I'm talking
I'm
about the
saying
man.
that, and I'm right,
I'm
and I'm
talking about
just
the man
throwing it
down the
on there.
street.
I'm like, some people, because they've been, you know, either they experienced it through, their parents, they watched it at their parent, with their parents, or, they've seen it and it's been okay and it's been accepting at some point. Or
Mm,
also, like I said, some people in these positions with money, they have these God complex. Doctors have the same God complex where you
right.
feel like you are the end all be all.
Yeah, I
And
know that for
that's the
sure.
position, and that is the position that I would say Diddy has been in. He's been the end all be all, right? He can create your career, he can also end it.
Hmm.
And everybody has, flocked to that. And so and that creates certain behaviors. When you don't do what I say, now you're being disobedient. How dare you not do what I say?
Right. Fellas,
And it happens.
leave your hands to yourself.
Yes.
And some women.
Women,
Some women.
women, leave your hands, we all gotta stick together. People need to leave their hands to themselves. It's not
Yeah,
a good look.
yeah. Yeah, like that Chris Brown and Rihanna incident.
He has never, like, do you
Both of
feel that he forgiven? She's forgiven him. She
I
admitted
don't
that
even
she played a part in it, and
yeah.
then they did a song together after that.
Yeah, not now in that case, they was both they was beating on each other.
Hmm.
And so that's why I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't know why they put it all on Chris Brown. What's up,
right.
Auntie?
But hey auntie. He's never been able to move past. They have never allowed him to move past that. Like, it's, even though he's so big, he's like, he comes out with a new song, they still constantly remind him of that.
Yeah, they
Like,
said
when it's
they
at a point in time where and then I think maybe there were some instances after that,
mhm,
but they still bring it back to Rihanna. And it's like, she's over it. He apologized, she apologized, he did all of the things, and even his mom admitted that he's seen it from his, an abusive relationship that she was in.
mhm,
So that's where he learned it from, and
right.
he's went to counseling and everything, but people still won't forgive him for that. So you think Diddy can come back from it?
Mm, I don't know. I can only know what to tell you. I know there was a bad tape. I know that much.
Yeah,
But
I'm not watching it. I can't, I don't, I try to spare my peace with a lot of certain things, and I just don't want to
yeah.
see that at
And
all.
it's another video that came out when she was under a blanket and
Hmm.
he was just saying I can't remember what he was saying to her, but he was talking junk to her.
Hmm.
He was under a
It
blanket
was
like
like
she was
that,
a
that
kid.
God complex, huh?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
how did you
Mhm.
disrespect me or something? I saw a piece of it, but yeah, I can't. I can't watch that because that stuff live with me. I can't.
Right.
No, I can't do it. But speaking of that, my girl, Mary.
Mary.
Speaking of Diddy, Mary J. Blige
Oh,
came out with some boots. Tell me this. Tell me this. We all love Mary J. Blige, right? We grew up to
mhm.
Mary J. Blige. Our era, we loved us some Mary J. Blige. I don't care, man, woman, child, grandchild, grandma, grandpa, whatever. We grew up to Mary J. Blige, right?
Right.
So there's been some controversy over because we've been waiting for her to come out with some boots. Her signature, she always got on boots. You
Are they
never
called
see
KC
Mary
boots?
without, huh?
Are they called KCs?
No, they were
You
I
didn't catch
think
that.
they were through she did a partnership with Giuseppe.
Look, you didn't catch
Giuseppe.
that. KC.
What you say?
That's still what they
You
call
know what? Ignoring you. I'm ignoring you. I did not. So she comes out with these boots through
No,
Giuseppe,
you
right?
didn't. Yeah.
Some basic, I mean, they're not bad. Let me not say basic. There's some gold boots, right?
Mhm.
They're, I mean, mediocre at best. But mind you, her
Let's see.
supporters and everybody are, to me, of course, she has supporters of certain age, I mean, of wage brackets,
Uh-huh.
right? And you want to make sure that everybody who has supported you throughout your career, you want them to be able to afford your boots,
Let me see if I can
right?
pull these boots up. Hopefully, I won't
Let
messing
me
up.
tell you something. These boots was like $2,300.
$2,300.
$2,300 for some copper colored or rose gold colored boots.
I'm gonna see if I can pull these boots up right now.
And it's been a lot of controversy because some people would say, like, oh, okay, that's affordable, that's good. But majority of your supporters throughout your career, those boots are not affordable.
They call the Mary boot.
Mary J. Blige by Giuseppe Zanotti.
The Mary boot.
I feel like it would have been great for her as a OD to my supporters, since they've been asking for so long, to create a boot with the person that has created your boots throughout the year.
Mhm.
Giuseppe isn't even the one that's been doing her boots. She normally, her boots are created and custom made by a young Asian woman. Her name is Jennifer Lee. So a
Right.
lot of people, when I kept telling people I'm going to come out with a boot, they were thinking that the boot was, would be, with Jennifer Lee. But she was like Giuseppe Zanotti, as you see here. Yes, they sold out, and I'm so happy for it. I praise any black, any of my people that's gonna sell out. But also, it made the pool small,
Uh-huh. Is that what it called, the
right?
Mary boot though? That's the name of it?
Yeah, it's the Giuseppe Zanotti Mary J. Blige boot. It's a
Oh,
collaboration with
okay.
Giuseppe Zanotti. You see, it says the
Okay.
Mary boot.
Right. That's
I
something.
just feel like it should have been a middle ground or middle wage boot so that it can, be
Be
affordable
affordable. Right.
to everybody's, to majority of people's budget. So the controversy was she should have did a boot with either like a collaboration with either her stylist who's been creating her boot, Jennifer Lee, which probably would have been no more than like probably 800, or a collaboration with somebody, another shoe designer like Steve Madden, which
Mhm.
would have made it more affordable and also made multiple different, different ones to choose from, because not everybody wants some triple gold boots or
Yeah, I'm
triple
looking at this
whatever.
boot. I'm like, who in the world will be wearing this boot?
They're hard. They're even hard to pair, right? So
Mhm.
that has been a lot of controversy. It's like we've been waiting for this whole time, and then the only people who can really, purchase this boot is somebody within her, her wage bracket.
Wait a minute. Hold
And
on. You can purchase the boot. Are you getting the boots?
no, because I know Fashion Over, she and probably on there, they probably took that boot when she first announced it, was like,
Right.
Drew boot, gold. And I'm just playing. Um, they're just, when I purchase things, and I purchase things of all price range. I
Mhm.
purchase things based on cost per wear. And I don't
Right.
think I would be able get my cost per wear out of that boot, meaning that I can only probably pair it with maybe 2 or 3 things, and that's just not enough for me to be paying over $2,000 for a boot. That's ridiculous.
You fancy.
That's
Cost per wear. I need that.
yeah.
I need to
I
start
think that's
using
something everybody should look at. Cost per
it.
wear. You buy an expensive shoe, can you at least get 5 outfits out of that shoe or jeans or shirt or whatever that's expensive? How many
Right.
outfits can you create from that item? A
Right.
lot of people don't think about that, but to me, because I buy frivolous things all the time, but I've been trying to be more intentional with my purchases, and I have to get my cost per wear.
Right. Yeah.
Because yeah, but the Mary boots ain't it.
Yeah. I don't know about them boots.
But I kind
Well,
of want to put them on so I can do the dance and really,
you gonna get them.
put a little song to it,
Yeah.
little Mary dance.
You gonna get them.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Hey, look. So, voting's coming up. Who we voting for?
You
don't want to talk about that, do you?
Me, Bernie Sanders. He running? Where he at?
No, I don't know. No, Bernie ain't running. Here, a lot of people.
Where,
I was watching something today. People talking about how old Biden is, and of course,
I mean,
people.
they both old. They're both old.
He was talking about Biden like shows his oldness and Trump don't. But
I mean, but they're in different positions and
not
placements right
that.
now.
Yeah.
The president will age you.
Yeah.
Trump get back in that position, he gonna be looking just like Biden, and well, he don't care as much. I think the weight of the world looks different on each person,
Right.
and you tell the weight of the world what it looks like. It even happened with Obama. He came in, he was young and fresh. He left the office gray.
Oh yeah.
Like, so
we need to get somebody on here who.
I think we need somebody a little bit younger. Or you know what?
Come on, in the White House.
We don't need anybody, right? I think we should just be single and just, think about our life choices as a country and what we want to do. I think we don't need an overseer at the moment. We need to really think about our life decisions and just not have anybody in that position. I mean, Congress is crazy, with, what'd she say? The bleach bond.
Bill, she trademarked that. She filed a trademark that.
Butch built bodies.
Yeah.
Not look at Auntie. Auntie talking about he's wearing diapers, child.
So most definitely shows his age.
Trump does most definitely show his age. He does. He just looks a little. He probably, a little nip and tuck and Botox and all that. Biden can't do all that because he's gonna be in the news talking about, the president needs went and got his Botox fillers today. All eyes, it's different for him because everything he does that potentially will affect his health down the line, it's gonna be out in the news. Trump can go get fillers and toupees and all of that, and nobody wouldn't even know on the back end because he's gonna tell them not to say anything. Biden is always gonna be a snitch. That's gonna be like in the White House. Oh, he just went and got, Rogaine for men and veneers and all this other. I mean, you just can't. You just
we gotta get somebody on here who's I ain't gonna say it, but who's into voting and all that, who can break a lot of this stuff down. Because people know me, I don't know a lot about politics and don't act like I do, but
yeah, he is forgetting a lot of things, talking off the wall all the time. I mean, I can say, I hate when people are like, well, what did Biden do for Black people? And it's like, well, name something that you wanted him to do for you. Right. What did you want him to do for you specifically? And no one can name it because everybody says he didn't do anything for Black people. Well, I mean, if you signed up to have your loans forgiven and you were a part of, the whole package plan and you met the identifiers, then, a lot of your loans will be forgiven. And I know it's real because I'm in a lot of Facebook groups where it has. He continues to keep the healthcare. I don't know, I'm assuming he's, keeping Obama's healthcare around. Also, I think He just added someone to our justice system as another judge. He added a black woman to the Supreme Court. Thank you.
Mhm.
Um, Also, let me see, what else has he done? He's provided more jobs. I know unemployment looks bad, but it's, increased in other areas where, poverty has been really low. But I can't say he hasn't done anything for black people because I haven't asked him specifically to do something for me.
Right. But to me, no matter who's in there, I'm trying to. I think for me personally, I
Mm-hmm.
do what I can to make my life better without even,
Right.
you know, because
But I
ain't
do
no matter
highly
who's in there,
suggest
ain't nothing but so much you can do. I don't
it,
care who
it
you.
really is. It's not so, and that's why I don't understand. And people are honing in on these stimulus checks and everything. That was from Obama. Like that was from like Democrat. It's flooded in. Trump didn't care. He was on the golf course. Like he was doing whatever. Like I mean, the loans and everything. That was Congress. That wasn't Trump. Trump didn't. He didn't do that. So I don't know. I encourage everybody to vote, no matter, what you feel, how you feel. Just it is our civic duty to vote. It is
Right.
our civic duty to go to jury duty. Do not be a friend of mine and tell me you do not go to jury duty or you do not call in. When I tell you that is a conversation that will potentially ruin our friendship, that is
Why?
a conversation because that is our duty. And that is the reason why some of our black and brown and minorities are getting put in jail because they don't have anybody that looks like us that's going to look at the bigger picture and be able to have that jury say, look, I don't think that they didn't do it, or there's nobody on the jury that looks like us to be able to fight. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But if it's not, and we need to look at it from a different perspective, then that's what we're there for. But we've had so many missed opportunities where people have gotten let off. Police officers who killed individuals have gotten let off,
Mhm.
because killers and around here, or innocent people are being put in jail because people are not doing their civic duty, and then they wonder why. Oh, he got let off. Why didn't he get put in prison? Well, why didn't you answer that jury duty letter that was sent to you in the mail?
Because they don't want it. They ain't gonna get paid for it, right? They don't get
You
paid
will
for it.
Your job is required to pay you for it, and
Oh
the
yeah.
state, or it will pay you too. So you'll probably get a little $40 check for your services, but your job, most jobs will pay you a full day for jury duty.
Oh,
Look
okay.
in your bylaws, look in your HR bylaws. That's a tip from your friendly corporate, your corporate baddie here.
Well, I ain't
But
trying to go down there.
why not? Even you even more from your history and what you've been through,
But
you should be on the forefront, I
but
would think.
I did what I did. So
It doesn't
I look
matter.
at
It doesn't
it like
matter.
this right here. If a person, if you in there most of the time, I ain't gonna say all the time, but I say most of the time, if you in there getting judged, you done did something wrong.
Right, and that may be true, but
Mhm,
a person who maybe hit somebody or maybe stole something from the store, do they
mhm.
deserve 25 years?
Oh no, no, that ain't
Exactly.
but that ain't happening these days no more.
You say it doesn't happen, but we have a lady right now, an
Mhm.
attorney general, who's been stripped from her work ethics and her job, Miss Mobley,
And I
for
hear it's more, but I hear it's
five
more
thousand
to,
dollars off.
what's really going on with that.
Well,
That
if
she
you
might have did
read
some.
it, if you read it, and now it's $5,000. Even the judge is questioning. They're like, okay, $5,000, but did you harm a customer? Did you take money from taxpayers?
Mhm.
Was anybody harmed in this transaction? Was there any, what is the
What
severity of telling her that she needs to be up to 20 years in jail? It
what's her name?
wasn't no,
You remember her name?
huh?
You remember her name?
uh I forgot her first name is Mobley.
Mobley. Let me
But
see.
again, if she chooses to go to trial, we need people that looks like us in
Mhm.
there, not necessarily to provide favoritism, but to say, hey, let's look at the bigger picture. Does this warrant this $5,000 that she loaned, that, or COVID money, or Roth IRA, or 401k? Does it warrant her the amount of time that they're stating, the state is saying that she should, because she is a government official, when it's plenty of people who took out PPP loans that were forgiven and they're still out, that are
Well,
government officials.
I think it was she bought a house or something, some
She did.
property.
She took money out of her 401k to buy a
Mhm.
house, to buy two houses. Again, it's people who receive 500, hundreds of thousands in PPP loans with no employees, and their debt was forgiven, and they're walking around. Government officials.
Hey,
You
stop
see
that.
Marjorie Taylor with the most boisterous one. Her husband took out a PPP loan.
Hey, stop that dry snitching now.
It doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, like, we gotta be fair, and we gotta do our civic duty, like, as people of the community, taxpayers. We That's another way to allow our voices to be heard, and we can't be mad when we see these unruling justices to our people. But
Mm,
on the second hand, it's like, I want to go to work, I ain't got time for jury duty.
right.
No, no.
Yeah, it is a lot of people that don't like going to jury duty.
They don't even. I mean, me growing up, I probably got out in Oregon. I probably asked for, a waiver maybe two times. Now, when I first got it, I've been praying to get it, and then they finally sent me something in the mail. I was so happy. This was probably last year. When I tell you I was so happy, I stayed up till 12 o'clock at night to call that number. And when they told me they didn't need me, I was so heartbroken. I was so
Not to
sad.
go to jury duty?
Yeah, because
What
you
what
call a number,
what
they
kinda
give you a
case
number, huh?
right. What kinda case was it? You know?
I don't know. They just give you a number and say, and you call the number at a certain time, and they ask you if you should report in for jury duty, or if you've been picked to report in for jury duty, yes or no. And so when I called the number and they told me no, I was so heartbroken because I want to be on a case so bad. But I
Yeah.
feel like everybody should do their civic duty of voting and
So if
jury
you get
duty.
if you get a case and he's a black man
Mm-hmm.
and he did matter of fact, if he was on the Diddy case
Mm-hmm.
and you watch the video,
Mm-hmm.
you been on the jury,
Mm-hmm.
what would that how would that
I
benefit
need to
him
look
by
at
you
all the
being on
evidence.
huh?
I need to look at all the evidence
Yeah, that's
because
all the
everyone
evidence.
deserves due process, meaning that they need to prove their innocence or whatever. But
I'm
I would
talking
have
about
to
the
look
video.
at, I need more than the video. It can't, convictions aren't just one video. I
Right.
need her testimony, everything that she's been through. I need everything. And it depends on what the state is asking for. If they're asking for prison, if it's civil, money, criminal, whatever.
Okay, look,
I have
look,
to look
look.
at all the
Break
evidence.
it okay, I'm gonna break it down like this. We
Hmm.
basing it off of just the video of him beating her like he did. If
Okay,
we nothing else, just that video.
just the video. Hmm.
And you're judging that.
Hmm.
What does it benefit him to have you on the jury? Because you is he guilty? He what can you say
Right, but
you do?
they may be asking for something my white counterparts, or
Uh-huh.
people outside of me may
Mhm.
be looking for something. They may say he deserves the death penalty, right?
Okay, something
But
like that.
I mean,
Okay.
to be honest, working in the criminal field, it may not warrant that. It may warrant jail time,
Okay, I got
if that's
you.
what we're thinking.
I
But
see
if
what you're
they're seeking
saying. Yeah.
death penalty, I'm gonna be like, absolutely not. Let's we're gonna look at all aspects, of the case in its entirety. Yes, the video, he is definitely guilty, but it doesn't, warrant him, to death.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I see what you're
So
saying now.
I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna look at all of the evidence. I'm gonna look at the scoring, the brackets of, has he ever been convicted? All of those things before
Mhm.
I make the decision. Some people may say he needs to be in jail for 35 years. That it may not warrant that, right? So I have to be fair. So
Right.
when I say me being on here or people that look like me, I hope we're going in and we're saying that everybody needs to be fair across the board,
Auntie
because
said
you
that
will want the same for you,
Auntie said that's
right?
an open and shut case. Yeah.
Yes. I'm
Yes, yeah,
and
'cause
I'm
they
never saying not. I'm
yeah,
just saying it probably wouldn't warrant what they would be asking for. We would have to look at it
yeah.
because you would want me, if you were in trouble, Leon,
Yeah.
for whatever you
Hmm.
did, you
Hmm.
mean to tell me you wouldn't want somebody like me on the jury that's going to determine your fate? That's going to look at all aspects of the case, look at everything, question everything, just to make sure that I'm making the correct, informed decision for your life? I hope so, because I definitely want somebody like me on my case, on the
Hey,
jury duty.
hey, you sound like you need to go downtown. So, you need to be a lawyer or something.
Listen, you know I have a
Yeah.
degree. Don't play with me. You know I have a degree. But I would expect that for everybody. It's,
Right.
look at the what's his name, Khalid Bauer, back in New York.
Yeah,
Bauer.
that was rough.
He was
Hmm.
arrested for on a backpack because what did they say? He stole a backpack.
Hmm.
He stole a backpack.
He
I
didn't
think
want to end up killing himself, right?
right. He was in. They put that
Right.
young little boy in Rikers
Yeah.
over a backpack. And eventually they were so busy, nobody, fought for him while he
Right.
was there. They put him in, they isolated him, put him in, he wasn't around anybody. He was potentially going crazy. He's around all of these adult men at
Mhm.
such a young age. He gets out, he doesn't even, because he's been in there so long, because, you know, he, they're too busy to see his case. So they left him in there. He didn't have the funds to get out to pay a bill because it was egregious,
Mm.
right? And so by the time years later he's able to get out, he doesn't know how to function in a normal environment. And he ends up killing himself. But it was over a backpack. So wouldn't you want somebody like me on this that probably works as
But
for the
yeah,
state
I see
office
you
or
on that. But his with his, I think he was as far as like he didn't have no jury trial or nothing like that. They just
no,
put him
because it's civil. It's
right.
civil. She sued him civilly. So that's
No,
money.
no, no. I'm talking about the brother. I ain't talking about Pete.
Oh
Like
yeah, that
I'm
was criminal. But again,
talking about as far as him
you
not having to go to trial for it. He didn't have had no jury. They threw him in jail and just left
but
him there.
you would want me to fight for you as far as
Yes,
if
I would
I know
want you
you
to.
can't afford to get out.
I
If
would want you to
I know
fight
that
for
they're
me.
setting bail at $5,000 and his parents live in the projects and can't afford 5,000, I'm gonna fight for $100. It was a backpack. Get over it. I
Yes, I
might
would
pay
want
it
you to
on
fight
the
for me.
back end
Right.
for you.
Yeah.
It's just, listen, I'm for the people. If you
Yeah.
do right. If you don't do right, you gonna get something.
But
But everybody process.
did not do right.
Diddy didn't do right, and it's they said statutes of limitation in California, but she sued him civilly. I think Cassie
Yeah,
settled.
yeah. So that's why that
But
but
yeah, other people are coming forward, so they'll
right.
do the same. It's a civil suit depending on what state the incident happened in.
Mhm.
So if it's in a different state and their statute of limitations is different, maybe it's longer for
Right.
these types of criminal charges. Then he'll serve his time, but it's a bruise to his ego. This whole
Right.
thing is a bruise to his ego.
Do you
So
think
that's gonna hurt more.
he's going down like R. Kelly?
That's a whole different subject. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
All right,
Mm.
we ain't gonna talk about the king of R&B. We ain't gonna talk about the king of R&B.
What you call him?
The king of R&B. R. Kelly. Yes, he is.
Where's Where's Pastor Nate? Where's
He
Pastor
still
Nate?
is the king of
No.
R&B.
Where is Pastor Nate?
Aura
Mm.
Kelly is Robert is still the king of R&B.
Auntie, what's Auntie's thoughts on this? Tell her.
She
I
don't,
need
I
her to.
don't think she listen. She know too much of R. Kelly music. Only songs you might know of R. Kelly's "I Believe I Can Fly." But
Mm,
yeah,
I can't get into that. That I can't even listen to this music. I press pass.
yeah, it is. It is if you listen to the music now, you have
Listen,
me
see,
thinking.
Auntie, no,
Well,
don't get me started.
let's not even talking about that now. We don't even talk about R. Kelly. Let's get off him.
Mm-hmm.
He's
He
still the
said,
king of
"Don't get me
R&B though.
started."
I'm gonna say that. Ain't nobody
Nah.
touching right there.
It's crazy you say that with daughters. That's where people are gonna really get
I said
on
the
you.
king of R&B. He still can write songs. Ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't talking about the other
You
stuff he
putting him on
did.
a pedestal. You putting this man
I
king of
said
R&B.
right. I said right song. He's one of the best songwriters ever. Now
He's
that ain't got nothing to do with what he did.
See what the problem is. You over here is separating the individual
I
from
said
the
I said
entertainer. Mm-mm.
songwriting. songwriting. They
I
ain't got
don't
nothing
care
to
if
do
he wrote
with
a song, write a song, sung a song, did a song, whatever. No. He lost that title with
what.
them videos. He lost that title with them videos. Mm-hmm.
They ain't
I'll
got
give
nothing
it
to
to
do with
Bobby. We
that.
gonna
That
give
don't
it to
have
Bobby.
nothing to do with his genius of the pen in the paper.
Oh my goodness.
They ain't
Mm-mm.
got nothing to do with that.
And
Now,
Auntie said she
what he
ain't that old.
now what he
You
got to
see,
do
Auntie
with his?
said,
Yeah, I know you're not that old, Auntie. But what they got to do
mm-hmm.
with his pen and his
A
paper
lot.
when it comes to music, and
Mm-hmm.
that's different than whatever he had going on up here.
I can't separate the two. It's hard for me to I can't separate the two. So to me,
Yeah.
you're just the individual and I can't do it. But what about while we on topics of like celebrities, entertainers, going through something, Brian McKnight.
Talking about his
Hear
kids
about
and stuff like that.
Brian McKnight, how he disowned his
Yeah,
children from his first marriage by, the black woman.
I heard
He
about that.
disowned all his children. He said they were what did he say?
Cons-
He called them they were conceived out of sin.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, he crazy. Byron Knight
He
crazy.
said they were conceived out of sin, and
And
he
he did it.
changed his name because he has a son. His older son is Brian McKnight Jr. He
Mm-hmm.
changed his name to reflect his son that he has with his Asian wife now,
Mm.
and he no longer claims the other children.
Yeah, I heard they I don't know if they he didn't they canceled one of his events somewhere. Said a lot of
So
people.
many people were complaining. I think
Yeah.
he had like a show in Atlantic City, and people were like, I wouldn't go for nothing. And why would you have that man on there? So many people complain because he's not really fully there. So many
Right.
people complained, and so they canceled the event because people were just like, I'm not coming. I wouldn't go if it was free.
Right.
Like it was bad.
Mm.
I, I can't listen to his music. I can't separate the artist from the person. Like it's something about a man that don't claim his kids that just don't sit right with me.
Yeah, I don't see I'm
Mm-mm.
into that either. Yep.
Or
What?
even a woman who don't claim her kids don't sit right with me. Can't do it. Mm-mm.
Trying to think, do most women don't do, but some, I guess you got some everywhere. So
I mean, it's a new age now. Women is giving up the kids, giving the kids to the dads, and they want to be free. They
yeah,
they done their
think-
part.
yeah, we talked about it last time, right? I think.
Yeah. So I mean,
Mm.
it's definitely times are changing. But people, I encourage everybody to vote and also respond to your jury duty request, please. We need everybody that we can. If we didn't have the jury that we had and the witnesses that we had, we would not have been able to get a George Floyd conviction. If all of those witnesses that were like, I'm not gonna say nothing, I ain't in it, I'm not snitching, I'm not doing nothing.
Oh, you ain't need
Derek,
no jury. You
Derek
ain't need no
Chauvin
jury for that one.
Derek Chauvin would have been gone. It was so many people who witnessed that and came forward. That was amazing. If we can continue to keep that morale with all things, listen, we would be unstoppable.
We will be unstoppable in a lot of
Yes.
aspects if we do a lot of different things together as far as black people.
Oh yeah.
There's so many
Oh yeah.
things. I mean, we'll leave that for another day.
Right. We got to get over the trust issues first. I think there's some deep rooted trust issues because there's a lot of things we can come together and buy a building. We
People
could
they
have,
don't they don't people I don't know black folks. I don't know. Don't get me started, but we're gonna end this.
we'll definitely end it, but it's on a good note.
Right.
I think it's been a great topics, and feel free to provide us with some topics of what you guys want us to talk about, or even if you guys want to join in on the conversation, feel free. We
Mhm.
would love to have you come in and join the conversation. Maybe we gonna get Auntie on. Hmm.
Auntie, yeah, we gonna have you on one day. You can just sit in and talk with us.
Yeah, give us some knowledge. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. She's very
But y'all
engaging.
y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that little bell, boom, and hit the
Boom.
notification. So yeah, boom. So when you see it, it'll pop up. You know we here.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well,
Don't
that's
forget.
it. Go ahead. What? Vote?
Don't
or
forget,
jury duty.
provide us comments, provide us suggestions. If you want to come on the show, I mean, if you're not too rowdy, we try to keep it very, keep it light here, keep it fun. We love to
Yeah.
have you.
Yeah, you got any questions you want to pop in? I'll put you on the screen. All right, well, that's it. There you have it for another episode of the Impel Forward podcast.
Have a good
Rene,
night. It's a great weekend.
good night. Peace.
Peace.
Remember to impel forward.
Yes, always.